I feel like every time I turn the camera on, I need to like do vocal exercises. No, don't go in the litter box. Luna! This is one of the books I've been really looking forward to. Didn't love. Then this is what put me in a slump, which sounds stupid. Kill her with a gun. That wasn't correct grammar. I really enjoyed this book. Don't even think about it. Anyways, we're back. I mean, it's the end of the month. You know what's happening. It's not new. We're doing the monthly wrap up. We're gonna do July's monthly wrap up, which she's a quick one. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't read. I don't think there was like a 15-day stretch. I feel like I didn't read at all. I read something right away, and then it took me like 2 weeks to finish this one book that I didn't like, that we'll get into later, and then I didn't read for like the longest time. And I got a couple at the end. Are you kidding? I only got a couple because of the readathon, so I almost finished with 2 books. I didn't this time, but... And guess what I did? I did the stats beforehand. Thank you. I actually remembered. Okay, so July. We had 5 books total. Okay, small month. Small month. We had 1 fantasy, 1 thriller, which is shocking. I haven't read a thriller in a really long time, and 3 romances. Luna's having the zoomies right now. She's like ready to jump around. No, don't go in the litter box. Luna! I know you don't have to pee. I literally know she doesn't have to. She just has a zoomies, so she wants to do something. Okay. I've been here for like 40 minutes. I think I've been home for a while, and she hasn't gone in the litter box. It's the second I sit down to start doing this, litter box. I keep saying litter box. Whatever. My average rating for the month was 3.5, basically, which is not great. It seems like it would be higher looking at my ratings of these books, but there's just one book that brought it down, which is frustrating. And then my total pages read was 1,795, which again, not great. But it's okay. We're gonna move on. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you can see them. I don't know how far the camera goes. Just don't look over here if you want to be shocked. And if you have watched any of my other videos, I read every single one of these books in a video this month. So I'm sorry if I'm reiterating what I have previously said in the past. Hey, Luna! You got it. Thanks, girl. Thanks for cleaning up after yourself. I'll do it, though. All right. Started off. Let me move this honker. Started off the month. Super excited. Reckless came out. This was probably the book I was most looking forward to this month. Oh, obviously this month, like this whole year. This is one of the books I've been really looking forward to. I ate up Powerless. Some people think it's overhyped, but I really enjoyed it. I didn't mind the like more juvenile writing. I feel like, I mean, it's a YA book, so like I was ready for the juvenile writing, and I liked it. I didn't have a problem with it. That being said, also the novella I really liked. I feel like that gets even less praise. I liked the novella more than Powerless almost. That's like not real, but I was not expecting to love the novella Powerful as much as I did. And I really loved it. Every single thing she did about it, loved it. Now, to Reckless, didn't love. I gave it a 3.5. I have like very many thoughts on this. I realized the juvenile writing, it's not that I was expecting it to be different. I wanted the same type of writing style because I liked it. It just was very reused, I feel like. I sensed a repetition in scenes, in word usage, in just like quotes. I don't know. It just felt reused. We started on a high. I really enjoyed him searching for her and all that. But then it felt like the entire plot was just an extended version of them trying to get to the castle. I don't know how to explain it also without spoiling anything because I don't want to spoil anything. But their journey of him holding her captive and on the way to the castle felt super drawn out, and that was the whole story. It's like as soon as we got there, boom, story's over. She dropped a bomb, which said bomb. I was like, what? Like, it didn't even make sense to me, the bomb that was dropped. I'm excited to see where it goes. Like, I'm still excited. Of course, Luna's gonna go eat now. I'm excited for the 3rd one and to see where it goes and how she does this. But I just feel like this was very much filler material, and it felt like a big novella. The plot of this felt like a novella plot, just very drawn out. So, 3.5. Then, what was next? Okay, then this is what put me in a slump. So for book club, we read Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. Before I get into it, I have read every single one. I've read 7 Riley Sager books, and I loved them. Some of my favorite thrillers that I've ever read. I made it a mission to read all of Riley Sager because I loved him. So when this came out, I was really excited. And the idea was really exciting. It takes place in like a very normal suburban neighborhood. These 2 little boys are having a sleepover in their backyard, their neighbors. And the one little boy, Ethan, wakes up the next day to a slash in his tent, and the boy Billy that was with him is gone, missing, dunzo. And he's never found. So fast forward to when he's 40 and he moves back into the home because his parents have moved. Things are happening, like weird things are happening, and then the body is found. So all these situational things are happening, and he's like, maybe the weird things that are happening are like Billy trying to tell me like who killed him, who took him. He like tries to make it paranormal, but if you know Riley Sager, you know he's gonna throw a twist in there. So the whole time I'm thinking like it's probably not paranormal because he made it obvious from the start that it seems paranormal. So the whole time I was just thinking it can't be paranormal, like there's no way. But he's made some of his other books paranormal. So a part of me is like, I don't know, maybe he's doing it. The whole journey of this book is we're trying to figure out what happened to Billy, and we find out the day before he disappeared, he trespassed onto this, like, basically from the outside it seems like an insane asylum type of vibe, like this weird building. The Hawthorne Institute is what it's called, and no one knows what goes on there. It's super low-key, hush hush, basically. And we keep finding out secrets about them and how weird they are, and it's like kind of culty. And we find out Billy went on there the day before he died. So this whole time we're like, okay, well, something had to have happened. Little tidbits of what you think may have happened, and then it happens, and you're like, so what was the point of the whole book? I don't know. I was bored the entire time. I'll say I like how he ended it, but it made me confused on the entire plot of the book. I remember actively thinking I cannot wait to be done with this book many times throughout the entire book. So for that, I gave it a 1.5. But then we started the readathon a couple days ago. If you haven't seen that, go watch it. I read, before you click out and like hate me for it, I read It Starts With Us. I don't really care. I wanted to read it just to get it out of the way because I read the first one. I'm not going to talk much on it because I've talked about it. I gave it a 4-star. It wasn't as bad as I was expecting. It focused more on like family relationships and the romance. It is what it is. I bought this book a long time ago. Get over it. Then, okay. I cannot wait to talk about these books. Okay, this is a new author for me this year, and every single book has been a hit for me. Every single one. It does not disappoint, ever. So I read in the readathon Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, and basically, long story short, very long story short, a 38-year-old, 39-year-old woman has a one-night stand with a 28-year-old, and they're long distance, so she's... I'm not going to do a good job at this, and I've said this plot like 4 times already. She is very smart, chief of surgery type of vibe in a hospital. Like very, very high class, I don't care, rich. Her family's like huge, rich, big deal. He's low class, works in this little small town. Her family would literally kill her with a gun if she were to date someone like that, completely disown her, all that. And she's fallen in love with this man. So the whole story is just this heartbreaking, we can't be together because my family wouldn't approve type, which sounds stupid because she's a grown woman. But Abby Jimenez makes all of these situations so realistic. I don't know how she does it, but she makes them so realistic, where I get why she was hesitant. Like, she has spent her whole life trying to build up for this like chief of surgery job, and like her parents literally, it's basically their hospital, and the parents would literally disown her. They already disowned her brother, and she would give away what she worked for her entire life to go move to this little teeny tiny small town to be with this man. She makes it feel realistic and not just, my family would disown me if we were together, so we can't be together. Because, like, who cares? But there's just more to it. There's more to it. And she always wraps it up so well. She makes the grand gestures so well. That wasn't correct grammar. She does the grand gestures at the end of her books perfectly. I love them. I cry so hard in all of her books, and I don't know why. So I gave Part of Your World 4.5 out of 5. And then I just read The Friend Zone. Now, before I get into The Friend Zone, if you do not know the plot or main trope of this book, it just deals with fertility issues. I obviously am not someone who is at this point in my life where I've dealt with infertility, and I don't really have any room to speak on it. I don't have, like, that's just not I understand why some people do not like this book, okay? I really, really enjoyed this book because I'm someone who has not had to deal with this. This isn't relatable to me because I don't know what it's like to deal with infertility issues. So there's a lot, like when I was looking at ratings, there's a lot of bad ratings because apparently it feels disingenuous. It feels like it doesn't do that community justice, basically. So I can't touch on that. I get why. So take my opinion with a grain of salt. If you're someone who hated this book and feel like she did a bad job representing, I'm not doing it. You know, you get what I'm trying to say. I understand that I am in no place to speak on the fertility issues surrounding this book. But that being said, I really, really enjoyed this book and I gave it a 4.75. But the plot is this girl who has really bad, I think it was like fibroids. I don't know what it was called. She has something wrong in her uterus that is basically forcing her. She wants to get a hysterectomy because it gives her really bad periods, like 300 days out of the year, basically. Like she has these really long, terrible periods and she's tired of it. She knows her chances of having a baby are like literally negative 0%. So she's gonna have a hysterectomy. She meets Josh, instantly has a connection, but she knows he wants kids, like a lot of kids, so she doesn't want that for him. So like she loves him and doesn't want that for him, but like doesn't want to tell him why they can't be together. It's just this heartbreaking story of she's like embarrassed about it and doesn't want him to even have the choice of being like, well, I will give up my want of kids so we can be together. Like she doesn't want that for him. So she thinks it's the better idea to just break it off and be like, we can't be together, can't tell you why, bye, like go fuck yourself, in a nice way. He just tries over and over and over again to convince her that he loves her and he wants her no matter what. And then aside from just this story of them, she throws in a freaking wrecking ball at the end that just destroyed me. I was just not expecting it at all. I don't know why. I enjoy authors who will do things like that and just like make it a sad story because I like sad books, and she did. She made it an incredibly sad story. And of course, the ending, if you've read it, you know the ending. You know how Josh and Christian's story wraps up. I personally liked that. Some people did not like the unrealistic happy ending. So again, I can't speak on it. I just like a happy ending. I like a sad book with a happy ending, and that's what this was. So I gave it 4.75 because I enjoyed the story. If you didn't, I get where you're coming from, and I understand. So it's just, I'm at a different point in my life and I can enjoy a book like this. So it's not, I'm just trying to be sensitive on the subject because I know it's a sensitive subject. That being said, I think it's worth the read because it's really good. So now that I word vomited for 45 minutes about that book, that's all. That's literally all I've read this whole month. I hope to pick it up next month. We're going into August. It's not like a super crazy busy month, so I think I'll be able to get more books in. But that being said, I think the tandem will be a part of this month, which obviously will take up a big chunk of my month. I have them right here. Like, these are huge books. I need to read them. I need to get them over with. So hopefully we have more than 5 books, but with that in this month, I really truly do not know. But thanks for watching. Sorry if I was just rambling a lot, but I hope you enjoyed. And as always, I will literally do another one next month. So I hope to see you there, and I'll see you in the next one.